There are several ways to display content on Joomla websites, and modules is a way of displaying little sections of content or blocks of content. If you look at the telephone number up the top here, the menu itself here, the slider, these are all examples of modules. Now they can be managed with different types of content like menus, and then you can select which pages you'd like to display them on. You can have a slider on some pages, for example, and others without the slider. To manage the modules, we need to log into the administration control panel, and you'll find yourself at the dashboard. Just by navigating across the top menu to extend, module manager, site modules, because the site modules are the ones shown on the front end of the website to public. If you click through there, this brings you then to the module manager. If you've previously managed menus or articles in Joomla before, the module manager will seem quite familiar to you. The layout is similar throughout Joomla, which helps find your way around. But generally, you have a title column here, which shows you all of the modules in the module manager. The status column here, which shows you which modules are published and unpublished. It's best to think of these as either newspaper or magazine articles. If they're published, obviously they're available for people to view. The position is a new one you may not have seen, and this basically shows you what position the modules are on the page. They may not mean anything to you, and usually you wouldn't need to edit these as this is set up in your website already. The ordering column there can also be found in the menu manager, and basically it lets you arrange which order the modules are shown in when they're in the same position. For example, you can see here these are in the featured position, these two, and one of them is ordered first, the other one's ordered second. For type, basically tells you what type of module they are that we're looking at. You'll see that there's a My Joe Shop one there, there's a footer one there, a menu here, and a custom HTML one there. We'll run through a few different types in another tutorial. For the time being, you just have to understand that there are different types of modules and they have different functions. The pages column here just lets you know which pages you've selected for each module. So this particular one here, the featured products, is available on only the selected pages. The footer one here is available on all of the pages. The access here is again similar to the menu and the article manager, where you can choose whether the public or only registered users get to see these modules. So that's a basic breakdown of how you view the module manager. We can choose, for example, if we only want to work with a certain position, to filter these positions. Just by checking up here, you can see there's a select position drop down, and we might say, okay, we're only going to use modules or view modules with the featured position. So if we click that, it shows us only the featured, and this is handy when you have a lot of different modules listed here, and it saves you having to filter through all different ones and get confused. And another position might be slider, for example. Now there's only one module in the slider position, so that makes it easy then to filter through. To get rid of this result, just press select position again, which is the default. We can also type in here if we know what they're called, and like search, for example. Press search, and there is actually a search module in the search position. Press clear, that removes our filtered results. At the bottom here there's a display number, and that can help you display how many modules you need to display on this page. So you can view all of the modules, 100 of them. If you've only got a few like this, you may not need to worry too much. That just helps if you have several hundred to be able to filter them a bit better. If you need to edit a module, you can either select the button here at the side and then click the edit button over here, or you can simply click into the actual module itself. So the header telephone, for example, if I need to edit that, I can click into it. And this is the module manager edit module screen. So we can make edits to modules here. Now they may look slightly different in this page because it depends on the type of module that we're working with. This particular one is a custom HTML module, which means I'm able to edit the content of that module right here in the module itself. This has been set up by us, and we've named it header telephone to let us know that it's in the header of the website and it's the telephone number. So if I come back out of this screen again, and I can see the header telephone right there. And if I look on the website, that's the header of the website, that's the telephone. So it just makes it easy for us to remember which one it is. So if I go back in, and you'll see down the bottom here, there's the telephone number that we found on the top of the screen here on the page. So if I want to edit this, I just edit it like I would an article. I'll just put in our telephone number, and then if I press save, refresh the page, the details have been changed on it. This is the case with all of the custom HTML modules. You can edit them on the screen, as I've said, and what you see is basically what you get. You'll see at the top here there's a title box, and this is obviously what we've called the module. We can change that to whatever we'd like it to be. The position I wouldn't worry too much about. As I said, these positions have been set up on the website already, and the status here just tells us if it's published or unpublished, and we can change that here or by clicking on the icon we saw previously on the module manager. So I'll just save my changes, save and close. It brings me back to this page. It tells you here that the module has successfully been saved, and if I look and refresh, as you saw before, the changes have been made, and that's basically how you edit the module. So in order for us to change what pages the modules stay on, you need to understand how the module positions work. The module pages are based on the menus. So if I choose an About Us menu on the main menu here, it takes us and shows us the slider on the About Us page. If I go down the bottom here and on the footer menu and choose About Us, it doesn't show. And you might think that's strange, and that's because the module itself hasn't been set up to allow you to view it. So I'll show you what I mean. So first thing you need to do is find the slider, which is down here. This is the module that we're editing at the moment, and we're needing to choose which pages it goes onto, and we do that by assigning menu items to it. So we know we've got two menus. We've got a main menu and a footer menu at the moment, and you'll see on the main menu the slider is available on the home page, About Us page, Capabilities and Contact Us page, not on the Projects page. And in the footer menu, it's not available on any of them. So if I go to the front of the page here and I choose any of these three items here, the slider will not show. You'll see there's no slider. Customer service, there's no slider. And that's because on the footer menu down here, we've not assigned that slider to any of them. So we want it on all of the pages. So we're going to just click through the footer menu first. And for the time being, for demonstration purposes, I won't select the My Projects menu item on the main menu. So if I just press save, if I refresh the page now, the slider now shows. So now I can go to Contact Us on the footer, and you'll see the slider there as well. The About Us page, slider there as well, and the Customer Service page, there's the slider. The My Projects page on the main menu was the only one that didn't have the slider. So I can go in now down to the bottom of the slider module and just tick on the main menu, My Projects, press save, and we're on My Projects here. If I click that or refresh the page, that brings you up the slider. So we can hide and reveal modules on different pages depending on where we want them to be. So on the About Us page, for example, we may not want the videos here. We may only want to show it on the other pages, every page other than the About Us page. So you just need to remember that the About Us page is navigated to from this menu here and from the bottom menu here on the footer. So the About Us page reaches both. So what we need to do is go into our module. I'll just go back, save and close this slider. And we're looking for the videos. So the videos are there. We've named them obviously according to what we'd like them to be, so they're easy to find. This is a custom HTML module again. So that means that the actual module itself can be edited here. But we're basically assigning menus to it at the moment. At the moment, this is assigned to all pages. So every single page, every single menu basically shows this module. We're going to change this to only on pages selected. And you can see all of the menu items for the main menu are selected. And for the footer, all of them are selected as well. We don't want this showing on the About Us page at all. So we'll take the footer menu About Us item there off and the main menu About Us item off there. So it's not shown on any About Us pages. Module successfully saved. And if I refresh the page here, we're on the About Us page and there's no videos section here. So we're on About Us from the footer. There's none there. And About Us from the main menu. And there's none there. To bring them back, we just basically click on About Us on both of those menus, save and close, and then the video section is back again. Lastly, I'm just going to cover the order of the modules again. We'll use the videos and the categories on the left of the page as an example. And these two are in position 7. You can see here. And they're ordered 1 and 2 at the moment. If I go into positions here, choose position 7, that will filter down these two so we know what we're working with. And you can see categories is number 1, videos is number 2. So there's a couple of ways of changing these. We can add the numbers in, change that to 2, change this to 1, so this would make videos at the top. And we'll press Save Order button here, and you can see they've swapped around, and the ordering is successfully saved. If I refresh the page here, you can see that they swapped. Another way to change the position is to just click on the arrows, so I can move up or move down the ordering basically. So videos is second again, categories is first. If I refresh, categories are at the top, videos are at the bottom. So this is basically how to manage the modules with Module Manager in Joomla.